and like I get, you know, I get the appeal, but yeah, yeah, it's sad. It's sad that that's what we're striving for.
I have another question.
Yeah.
So while you were still in college, did you take any kind of steps or sort of prepare for what it would be like to be entering the field and like moving away from being a student and sort of becoming like a growing professional and like any kind of, you know, preparation you did there?
Yeah, definitely made a LinkedIn. That was also because of a class that like someone came to talk in a class and had like a really spiritual approach towards like having a LinkedIn, because he was just like saying how it was all about like connecting with yourself and reconnecting with people. And I have found that like now I'm finding connections with like people who were in my first year of like cinema classes, and I never thought I would like see those people again. So it is like a cool thing. Besides that, oh yeah, I mean, I guess I made a website. If you're gonna like buy a website and make like your own, you know, have your own name, like my web, I'll put it in the chat. I guess it's so weird, like self-promoting, but I'm gonna do it. It's my name. Yeah, do it like when you graduate, so that like, because it's usually when you have a domain like that, it's bought. So just like have it last the whole year when and like take the most benefit out of it, you know. And also like use Spotify as long as you can, and Adobe, you know, all the free stuff, because I miss it. Yeah. That was not, I trailed off again. What else did I do prepare? Let me see. Oh, I made a whole list. I guess I compiled a whole list of like film festivals. And yeah, I guess that was also like during the end of classes and like the last year where I started like submitting stuff. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, now I don't do any of that, you know, because that's for my own films and I'm not working on that. But I know someone had a thing up earlier, right? I feel like a professional. I'm like, someone had a question.
Um, I was just curious. I know you mentioned before. I got a little muddy. My audio was like kind of cracking up. It was like about Hollywood and kind of like that industry. I think when Kate had asked about, you know, how you saw the industry and like how it kind of compared and contrasted. Um, have you found like a specific niche or community, either like in the Bay or anywhere, that you have found you really fit in with when like working and finding work?
Yeah, I think I have. And I mean, it doesn't, especially with COVID right now, it doesn't just, it's not just located in one place. Because like with this one documentary thing, it's happening in New York right now, but the like Rashad Newsom, he has a studio in Oakland as well that I like stay at and stuff, and that's the doggy's home. So, but it's, yeah, so yeah, I was that the only question, like, or did you ask how? Probably.
Yeah, I mean like how you got into that industry too.
Hmm. I think it's just being yourself, because I didn't think I was going to be able to like um I mean, being on it, like capitalize off my transness, because it's not um it's not the mainstream thing to capitalize on, unless it's like fetishized and euphoria. Anyway, but yeah, like there's work to find in what you do good, and what you're like, what you have and what is unique to you. So if you just like find those parts that like where you are different or where you stand out, those are like assets, you know. They're not, they come out sometimes maybe as like insecurities, but they're like people, no one wants someone with no experience, with no life experience, with like boring, like with not, you know, you are a person and you've lived, and that's okay. And you might have pain, but that's only going to help you on the road, you know. Yeah.
I love that, first of all. That is great. I have another question though. What did you like first want to do when you were in school and like starting off in school? Because you said now you're an editor, but you didn't want to do that originally. What did you originally want to do, and how did you like turn around into editing?
Mhm. I don't know. I don't actually think I wanted to do one specific role. I think I was okay with doing my own films, but obviously I knew I wasn't going to be able to like do that for a living. So, and you also can't really, I think I found it really hard to find any job in anything else because like you can't look up really like PA jobs. You got to know people. You can't look up like a director job is something you write, like a writer job is something you write. So like there's a bunch of jobs and like the only real jobs is like PA and video editor that you can actually find and like kind of get an in to stuff, or like a gaffer or like something like that, you know. But I think or like doing assistant stuff for people, just like organizing footage. Like that's how I started with like the internship. They had 8 years of footage and they just like threw it all to me and I had to organize it for free, you know. And I did that, but now it gets to be my job, you know. But like you do have to like be willing to work so much for free in the beginning, especially because you're just gonna you just have to be kind of like willing to help everybody and anybody, like, and then they know somebody and they need help but it's for free and you're like, shit, more work, but and it's for fucking free, like what the fuck. But if you keep going, like, I don't know, it's so hard to say like just keep going and do free shit and then you'll get, because it doesn't happen like that for everyone, you know. But I think if you really want it and you go for that and you work hard, it will align for you and it will happen. Yeah. Yeah, just work hard. It's hard, but yeah.
Thank you. I see we have some more people that rolled in. If you guys have any questions for Ash, we're just talking about their experience from college and into what they're doing as a job and stuff.
I have another one. How did you adapt to sort of like changes in the workplace and the industry in the pandemic? Because I can imagine like graduating during the pandemic is like probably a lot scarier than regular. But that's just me. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the like everyone graduates once, or like unless you do two things. So like it's just the graduation that you have is, if it's the graduation you have, you know. I'm making it spiritual again, I'm sorry. No, yeah, it was hard. Because but in a way also not really for me, because like in a way like doing everything online from like my safe home base was like easier, because you don't actually have to talk to people and you can just send everyone a bunch of messages and connect that way, you know. So in a way it can help you if you're like an introvert, you know. um but um, yeah, I did actually have two like PA things like with the pandemic as well, and that was weird. But again, like I had no other reference point of like, I've been on like sets, but more like with friends and like, but everything paid that I know has been with the pandemic. So it's like the only way I know like how to do filmmaking now, you know. There's always like the fucking COVID teacher or whatever, that's what I call it, but like the COVID compliance whatever person. And like this just, it's just weird. It's weird that it's like that now. But yeah, I don't know a world without it. Yeah. Do you guys ever believe it's like actually gonna go back to normal or no? I just want to take like a poll. I'm just curious.
I am not so sure. Maybe in 2025 or 2024. I'm not so sure.
Yeah. I was typing it, but May 20. Yes, 2022 now. I keep thinking it's 2021 now. It's weird.
You mentioned that you were like from the other side of the world or whatever.
Cool.
First of all, I'd love to know where you're from. Second of all, are you wanting to go somewhere else, like in the United States or in a different country to like continue filmmaking, or is it kind of just wherever it takes you, or do you want to keep working from home?
Yeah. Well, my current visa is like still my student visa, but it's extended on like based on working, but I could only extend that a year. So it's gonna expire in September, I think, or in June. I have to stop working and then I have 60 days to like pack up my shit and leave basically. But and then I could come back with a work visa, but that's like more of a pain than getting married. So but I'm not really looking to get married. So yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't really know what is next. I know that I can do the remote stuff still online, but I know that like some things are probably gonna stop since like there's still some in-person things, and for some people it's just easier to like drop off a drive or like something like that when you're editing. So yeah, I'm scared. I am scared. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah. I'm scared. What I'm mostly scared for is like getting stuck in. That's why I didn't want to do editing to begin with, like getting stuck in just doing boring editing, like it being technical, it being like I never thought like a job like that was going to be for me, but now it's not like that at all. It's something very like creative, and like you make a lot of decisions in it, and it's all based on, if it's content that is like, it's super like gay and like just spectacular and amazing. So it's like I get to watch all of the hours and I just get to cut it and like select the best moments, and like that's so fun, you know. It's like if you like watching things and you think you have a good eye for like picking moments out, then like editing is definitely for you. I don't know why I said that. Why did I say that? um yeah, I kind of trailed off there. What was I talking about? Whenever I talk, I feel like I swear to God, I talk for 10 minutes and I look at the time and like 2 minutes have passed. It's crazy. Thinking of getting editing positions. Was that-
Yeah, so it's like entry level of editing before I'm like going to writer to director, also PAing as well, and then also acting.
Okay. Have you edited your own films?
Yes, I have.
Nice. Do you like it?
Yeah, I really do. I really love working with Adobe Premiere Pro, especially.
Yeah, Premiere's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, go for it.
I was actually curious about, I've never really done like editing itself except for like I just show like old videos. I've been an actor for 4 years, and then I've want to go more into like directing, producing, that kind of side. But talking about like editing seems interesting. I feel like at this rate, a lot of people kind of need to be able to like do everything, especially for smaller productions. Do you have any like programs or like ways to kind of practice or get into editing? Like I don't know, any advice for kind of getting started in that?
Yeah, I think if you are in your first or second year and you get started with Premiere right now, that is like you'll be amazing by the time you graduate. So yeah, I literally I started editing with Premiere in January 2021. So that's literally only been a year. I was so hung up on Final Cut because I started editing in like 2014. So I used like Final Cut 7 back when it was like Final Cut was good. And then it was X. And then I just kept holding on to Final Cut. And people were telling me Premiere was better. And I was like, no, I don't want to believe you. But just had to try it for myself. And it's hard because at first, like there's just too many, especially if you're used to another editing thing, there's too many fucking panels and buttons and things to do. But in the end, you'll need all of that stuff and you'll want it. So it's great that it's there. So yeah, I definitely recommend Premiere.
And that was a Adobe Premiere.
Yeah, yeah, and it's all free with your student ID.
Oh, sick. Thank you.
Mhm.
So I know you said you weren't working on your own projects right now, but how do you like balance what you want to do versus like what you're actually doing, like your own creativity and your job?
Mhm. I just remember, by the way, what I was gonna say when I said like editing is so technical, but it's not really, because I was gonna say that I was what I'm scared of is getting out of like, if I get out of this region, I get away from like the LGBT shit, and I'm scared it'll just be like boring, like toothpaste commercials, editing. And I feel like that'll get old really quick, if it's not something actually fun. But definitely that's also stuff you got to do first, because I had a job editing like cryptocurrency videos in like 2020, and it was horrible and I did not like it, but it's something on my resume. But what was your question? How do I balance like my own stuff? And I don't I don't do it right now. I don't do anything for myself. Yeah, I actually think I'm going to be able to again in probably like 2 months, because yeah, just because like there's so much happening with that show right now. And actually there's the sample cut for ITVS due on Friday, so I'm like gonna edit all night tonight for that. Yeah, I don't balance it. I just don't do my own stuff because it doesn't have, like, no one's telling me to do it besides me, so it's the best thing to put off, even though that's not good. But I still get a lot of joy out of like doing, like helping other people, and yeah, just helping their projects. Like there's one person I helped with just organizing their project, like making it look good in Premiere and making her able to like work with it and edit with it, because she hadn't edited in a long time and she didn't really know how everything worked. She just wanted the project like already in there. And then yeah, I was able to do that. So I feel like just wherever you are helpful, you're helpful. Okay. um yeah, but I think I have like thoughts sometimes, and I write them in my notes, for my own films. And then I put them in like my document. So that is, I guess, something I do constantly, just brainstorming my own stuff, and then just writing it all down and getting it away so that like I can go back to it later and then dive into it, because then it'll just all be there. Yeah.
How do you not get burnt out? Like, I'm sure you do, but how do you like avoid this burnout, especially with editing? I get really like exhausted editing.
Mhm.
What's your strategy?
Oh my God. I actually was like, I was doing a lot worse a couple months ago, but I think I've found like, but a couple months ago I would have told you like it's going to be horrible, because you just have to take breaks every 2 hours, and then like look around, go outside, like actually go for a walk, make like know that the world is 3D again, walk in it, and then go back to your flat screen. But now I feel like I would say like the breaks are the most important parts, because I found that sometimes I like don't go hang out with my friends because I'm like, I need to edit all day, right? But then I found the times that I know that I need to edit like something really important, it's just like weighing on me so much, and I know it's like takes so much time, but a lot of it is just mental, and is also like mentally planning the scene first. So I know that if I have something big to edit, I'll just like sit with it first and then kind of plan how I'm going to do it. And then I do go and have fun. And then when I come back, I'm like a lot more motivated to actually do something. And then, yeah, and then I might do it a lot faster, you know, because I'm actually feeling okay and I'm not just sitting behind a computer all day. Yeah. And I know, yeah, Europe, I know I am one. I am a queer European, but it's different, you know. This is just like the capital, and there's so many people here. It's a city. I don't know.
Don't buy into that narrative of centering queerness in North America, and especially in San Francisco / New York.
Okay, true. True.
There's so much more to queerness than what's here.
Yeah, I'm just scared to lose the connections that I have here. Yeah. The queer ones.
Hello.
Hello. Who was that?
So what
I don't
did you
know.
miss?
We're just talking about
You
Ash's
can watch the
experience.
recording.
Yeah, I'll send out the recording tomorrow. If you have any questions, though, feel free
Okay.
to pop them in the chat or pop in.
Are we working on?
But yeah,
Go ahead.
so I feel you, Ash. A lot of the time when I suddenly left, you know, not necessarily by choice, from San Francisco, sorry, what was I saying? San Francisco to Austria, Bay Area to Austria. I too felt like I was losing a lot of the queer connections, but I keep them up through texting and email. But again, yeah, not the same.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and that way, I guess the pandemic is good right now because it's remote, so you can do a lot of stuff online. Sydney, you can just talk. We're all people. Oh, I get it.
That's true. That's true. I guess it's easier because it's, yeah. Anyway, I know you'd mentioned, oh shoot, I got like a little distracted from what I was gonna ask. Oh, I know you mentioned like Jay mentioned like centering queerness a lot in like your connections and everything. It kind of made me think of like maybe like how you got into like film, if you had any like you know, some people have like movies that just like clicked for them, like, oh, that's what I want to do. Or if it's editing, you're like, oh, I would really want to edit like that movie or anything. Just if you had like any inspirations or like films that stick out to you that like you think helped bring you into your career.
So I think it started with YouTube videos, with like the really artsy, like poetic YouTube videos that I was like, this makes me feel some type of way that like makes me feel like the world kind of is one and we get each other or something. And I think that's like the most bonding thing about film is like that it bonds, is that it connects people and it makes them not feel alone. It makes people feel seen in their stories, and especially with documentary that I'm like most into and like working on. So yeah, I think and still I watch so many YouTube videos just because it's like it's like the documentary experience. Besides like the videos, how, I mean, YouTube has changed with like, now it's like all these explainer videos with like the monotone voiceover and all that. But if you get past that, you know, there's still good parts to YouTube and with people being real. And I think I found a lot of inspiration in just people being real, and also just in the real world, just people having breakdowns and learning from themselves and all that. But do you want like a film to watch or something? Want like a good recommendation? I think one of the best films, like I basically hate all actual like feature films because like not independent ones, but talking like Hollywood films. But I think Annihilation is pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I could go into depth about that, but you just watch it. It's good. And watch Disclosure on Netflix if you haven't yet, because it's very informative, and I think everyone needs to watch that. It's probably an asset to everyone. What else? What's my favorite YouTuber? What is my favorite YouTuber? Like a YouTuber? Like,
Yes.
yes. I think lately I've been watching some like Chris Clemens, like just the street interview stuff. But I used to watch like O2L. I don't know if that is familiar to anyone. Yeah, is it, Kate? Yeah, that was my shit. I swear, if they weren't together as a group or whatever, I probably wouldn't have moved to America because they made me want to be a fucking boy in America. It's funny. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I still watch JC sometimes. Just because this his streams, it's chill vibe. Okay, don't judge. Oh, and
No
I do like
judgment, no
I like
judgment.
cut videos and like Jubilee and stuff like that. I think I would be so down to make a YouTube channel like that with people and like kind of just have a set or find a place, and because you can do that with anyone, just find random people, you know, do interviews, have like weird games, like drinking games if we got some money, you know, like I don't know, I think that'd be so fun. Because those channels just started out as like a couple people doing that, and then they built their whole team and made like got studios and made a whole company out of it. So
I think there's one where people do challenges as well,
yeah.
not like Jubilee, but more on the challenge side.
Mhm.
I have a question for you. Um, have you, I'm kind of thinking of going into editing also, like post grad. Have you ever felt like kind of pressured to know every software kind of? Like I feel like now a lot of companies want like you to know graphic design or like
Mhm.
After Effects or 3D stuff. Have you ever felt like you're limited, like in terms of what you want to do personally, but also having to take on a bunch of other software?
Yeah, I've definitely felt that fear, especially when I was like kind of in a down slope with like work and like looking for work and reaching out. And a lot of it, like with how I started reaching out to was like, besides like the documentary that was like ongoing, but like just doing side things is like on Upwork and just like Craigslist. And obviously don't like meet up with someone. That's why it's editing. You can do it all remote, like be safe, you know. But um fuck, what was your fucking question? I'm so bad. My brain is so bad.
No, it was just how do you like maneuver kind of applying for jobs that you think you're not good enough for, but you also feel like you should take the risk and apply anyways?
Yeah. Yeah. Also with all the software, I had a during the summer, I was like watching every fucking like tutorial about Premiere and like tips that you haven't learned. Yeah, all these things, but like it, it's just better to actually practice with it, and like it's good to watch those videos, but like do both, you know. And also in After Effects, it's good if you actually like you're saying like you want to actually go into editing, like be a professional editor. It's always good to know some stuff in After Effects, but like you're still in college, so like you don't need to know anything now. Like just take off all the pressure because pressure is not going to get you anywhere. But yeah, to know a little bit of After Effects is definitely like is going to be an asset like on your resume. And mostly people who are looking for editors also want some like graphic stuff, but it's also very much a separate job. So you don't there's to take some of the pressure away. There's definitely you just need to look at the job description very closely and make sure that it's like only editing and it's kind of like based on like the decisions, because that's basically what they want. You're like making like reels and trailers, like stuff like that, you know, where it's not like like a commercial with graphic design, like animation, all that stuff, unless you want to go that route, you know.
Yeah, thank you for the advice.
Mhm. I think if you know Premiere, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think if you know Premiere, you're gonna be good with a lot of people. Some weirdos are gonna still want Final Cut, and there's some other people are gonna obviously want like DaVinci and Resolve and stuff like that. But I think with getting started, even if you're like, I'm almost 1 year past now. Yeah, I have never used anything besides Premiere. I guess Final Cut, but then only Premiere, and people have only wanted Premiere. One person that like wanted me to edit in DaVinci, I think I was like, I can do everything I need to do in Premiere, and they were like, okay, if you can do it, then it's fine, and I could do it. So I think if you get to know Premiere really well, I think you can work with that for a while. I think it's, you might get like high up in like working for whoever, you know, and they will actually need you to work with whatever program. So then it might be an issue, but for now, I don't think you should worry about it. Yeah. What were you gonna say, Kate?
I was just gonna ask if anyone else has any questions, or if you have any other things that we haven't quite gone over yet.
I have a question. So are you an alumni?
Mhm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I graduated last May.
Nice. So where do you work now?
I work for a production company called Persistent Visions, and I am Rashad Newsom's studio assistant. I work as a production manager for Edward Gunawan and as assistant editor for Lexi Laban, about a film of the Prime Minister in Iceland. That was a
Nice.
very quick summary. Yeah. So dark. It's getting dark. It's getting really dark in my room. Sabine, what you got?
How did you get the position at Persistent Visions? And where can I potentially, are they looking for new people to apply?
It's a very small team, so they're not really looking for people. But that's like the internship that I got first, and then went into the editing position. So yeah, that was a professor. But and some professors might know other people, you know, so if you link with professors, even that you, let's say tolerable, if you link with tolerable professors, they might have people in their circle, you know, you don't have to connect with every professor that you reach out to, but yeah.
That's nice. Yeah, because I'm hoping to work in Hollywood. Like, have you ever thought of like working as a director, like side by side, like with those famous actors? Like, do you ever like see yourself as a director and working with professional actors in Hollywood?
No, I'm not interested in Hollywood.
Oh, you're not.
No, it's not a world I want to be a part of. Nope.
I see.
I
So
think,
is it like, are you like working more independent films then?
yeah, I think if the independent world grows into like something equal to Hollywood, then I would be a part of that Hollywood, you know? But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, not the current Hollywood.
I see. So have you ever like directed like a movie like professionally like at your work, or like are you just like an editor like working for post-production?
Yeah, mostly what I do is editing. I've been on a couple sets as a PA, and I guess directed my own films, but they're like documentary experimental, so they're not like narrative like with people that I've like directed. And I mean, I guess I have directed 2 of those like in college, but I don't really count those as like real, like, I don't know, I think I could have dealt with things a lot differently, and yeah, I don't know, learn from your mistakes, everybody.
Nice.
Yeah.
So do you don't see yourself as a director like working with actors? So like for me, like I've been wanting to be an actor in LA.
Okay, yeah, if that's your dream, then go for it. I never, yeah, I'm more interested in the documentary world.
I see.
Yeah.
So you never work with actors, like you never had like, any actors like at your job?
No, I mean, I do casting for uh like performance stuff, and for like I guess that's not really casting, but like job like recruiting for like people who do have to, because I'm that guy like Rashad's assistant. Sometimes he needs like modeling or texture art for like the sculpture. So then like I just go reach out to people, but that's like boring, you know, anyone can do that type stuff. So that's also what I meant. Like you can get started just working for people doing organization stuff, you know. Yeah.
That's nice.
Can you talk a little bit more about how you got into your internship? I know you said it was with Johnny Simons, right?
Mhm.
And then how did he help you through that process?
So he owns the production company, and yeah, so he just was like, I don't know, I think um we already talked sometimes like one-on-one because he was helping me make a film, and he kind of, it all started in 2019 when I got the Barbara Hammer Award, and then we actually met in person at the Roxy, and I was so overwhelmed that I was still like very much a hermit crab, and he was like, "We're giving you this money, but we're not only going to give you this money. We're going to actually help you make this film. I'm going to help you make this film." And I was like, "Okay, sure, dude." But like he actually like kept reaching out to me too, and like wanted to help me make this, and um yeah, we kind of just connected like that, like on Zooms and talking about films. And then he asked me to be in the for the internship. And then a couple months ago I asked him, am I still an intern? Because I don't think so. And then he's like, no, you're not an intern. So I was like, okay, I can change out my resume then. He's like, yeah. Yeah,
That's
the
that's
best thing
awesome.
to film too, but work with people who you are also like close with, in a sense, whether it's like people who happen to have more money or people who are just hardworking friends, you know, because no matter what, you gotta have hardworking people to do the work.
Right.
Yeah.
And is your work is all on your website and everything?
Yes. Yeah, not my editing work. I was gonna put a
Right.
reel on there, but I haven't come around to do that. But yeah.
Well, we will all check out your website. Or I'm gonna stalk you at least. um,
You can also follow me on Instagram.
yes.
Yeah, I put some like short music videos and stuff like that on there sometimes for fun.
Cool.
Oh, that
Um,
is maybe a way I balance it. I know it's time. I know
oh,
I'm
you're fine.
sorry.
You're fine.
No, like just your question about balance. I was like, I don't, but I guess if I'm really burnt out, like make a music video, film it with your friends, put music on it, have fun, you know, it's fun. And it's a
That's
good
fun.
sitting practice. It's really good. Yeah.
Cool.
That's
Yes,
fine.
we are running out of time, but if other people have questions, can we send you emails? And
Yeah, for sure.
cool, then I will include your email in our blast tomorrow with the recording. If I don't have your email, go ahead and throw it in the chat really quick and I'll get you written
Good.
down. And you'll get the recording and Ash's website and email and all that fun stuff. And thank you so much again, Ash, for coming.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you, Ash, so much.
Yeah, happy to be here. Good to see you all again.
You have my email, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I
have
would
a
like to
good
know about the film shoot. Like, I'm gonna be the AD, like the second AD for the film shoot. Whenever it's starting, like I haven't able to come for the meeting yet. Are we doing an audition?
Yeah, well, I sent you the emails and I'll send you another message in the morning if you'd like.
Oh, so you're shooting Abuelita now?
Yeah, we're getting started very soon.
Oh, cool. When do you expect the film to be ready for editing?
Good question. I cannot tell you that at the moment. We're supposed to be shooting early March, and we will get that information to you soon. Yeah, everything for post-production will be happening after March 13th. So
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. I am so glad I can attend this meeting and so glad to see you all again.
yes, yeah, and next week's meeting will be Monday, 5 to 6. It's going to be just casual, kind of just talking about ideas, and we have a couple people that are bringing in some of their ideas, and they want to workshop those. So
Mhm.
it'll be
It's
casual.
unfortunate. You guys switched times without have
I know,
class
yeah,
that
it was-
day.
Same.
I had
It
class
was
at that
supposed
time.
to. It was supposed to go out earlier this week, and it didn't. We'll have a big blast about it.
About the time change.
Yeah.
Was it ever voted on, or how does this stuff go through? Because it's just, I know whenever I ran the film club at City College, we put a lot of, and I'm just finding this like as an observation of like stuff
Yeah.
at SFSU is like, there's a black box around the way a lot of these clubs are running, where as a member, I have no idea how or why anything's happening
Yeah.
or when.
It's complicated because we really don't have a structure. So I set it all up, and it goes a lot based off of our board members' availability and what we all think. So unfortunately, we can't have every single person in the clubs have an opinion on when our time is going to be.
No, I mean, that's understandable. It's just, you understand what I
Oh.
mean when I just say it's a black box, where it's sort of like there was no information as to that there was going to be a change or whatnot.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna lie, that's on me. I with Adelita and everything going on, we were kind of like going crazy over break, and I was like neglecting just the regular F3 responsibilities until a week or two before. And that's why you didn't get that email about the time change, but I will be sure to get that out.
So is it going to be earlier or is it not?
No, it'll be on Mondays 5 to 6.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I make tired face because it's true. It's
Well, that's a fact of your situation, Sabine.
It's not, yeah, it's not ideal. It's not ideal. I still want to attend this club. It's worth it.
Yeah, and so I know you guys didn't make it last week, but we talked a little bit about what we're going to be doing this semester. We're going to have like bi-weekly check-ins. So like next week will be a check-in. Give me 1 second, sorry.